Katek Soho just resubscribed for 22 months. Well, long time no see.
I mean, yeah, 22 months is a long time, indeed. Okay. Good day. How was work? Work was fine? Good. Did you do everything you needed to do? Or did you mess up things? That iPad placement is kind of shit. Still high. Again. Fuck! I forgot. Grassham, hi. Good. Yes. Image is blurry. Everything is fucked. It. Okay, on the iPad I have a massive delay. How's you, Grassham? How's everything? And I also forgot that thing that I just re-enabled. So that's sad. You don't know what I'm talking about. That should be working now. Good, that works. Though this has a fat ass delay. How the fuck can I do that? Can I just do this? And yeah, that makes sense. I mean, the iPad setup is kind of bad. I can't really read the chat. There is no chat appearance option in the iPad. Second year, good job. Congrats. Nishit, hi. Good evening, how are you? It is a very small screen, but also you've seen the iPad setup before. The layout is as such as the top section is the video and the bottom section is the chat, meaning that right now I can see technically 3 messages in chat and they are tiny. So I don't know how good that's gonna be. It is much better right there, but I can't stay on that while we're talking. So all that. Yeah, I don't really have the space for more monitors. I forgot that. Jonathan,
PSJ Jonathan just resubscribed for 13 months. Hello.
13 months. Yeah, I can also not use the stream manager. If I use the stream preview on the iPad, it's better. Chat is kind of better, and I have like more options for chat appearance and all that. But yeah, well, I should. Anyways, Hugo, hi. Good morning. I have become laundry. Yes, I have. I have done that. So basically what happened is I finally sanded the desk to get like a finish on it so that it's smoother and all that. And I am also like varnishing, or I have varnished the thing and got rid of all of the monitors. So right now the only setup that I have is my Mac and my iPad on a stand as a secondary monitor. So it is shit, but yeah. Hugo, I don't think the Gumroad link is a good idea. I think it's empty. I should get rid of that. I may be able to drop a picture in Discord, yeah. Might be a thing. Might be a thing. But also we have a bit of a different thing, or I'm mostly looking at here, which is not. Of course not. Who do you think I am? No, I'm not gonna remove the trading slash. Makes no sense. Also, Hugo, the streams are now Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So 3 days a week officially, not this Monday, but Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So, yeah. I don't have these shirts anymore, no. That went away. It wasn't good enough, to be honest. The profit margin was basically I was paying you to make a shirt. At the end of the day, what the shirt every sale made me was like €1. So yeah, not great. Castline. Is it okay to learn about Jira and Agile, Scrum, manual testing as a web developer? Yes. Yes, it is. Though, Jira is like a tool. Agile and Scrum are methodologies. So they are different things, though you can use these two methodologies inside of Jira. That makes sense. It's okay to learn about it. To me, and to a lot of experienced designers and devs, Agile and Scrum are most likely going to be common sense. So if you think about something a bit, you will end up in the same place that if you didn't and used the methodology itself. So you do with that what you want. But to me, they are kind of useless methodologies. But that's because I have the experience to know when something makes sense or not. And if you are in the beginning of your career and you don't really have the understanding of choosing the right feature and when, then yes, learn about it. 100%. 100%. So, some shit happened. Jira, Asana, right now we have Linear, which does the same thing. Some companies are using Notion. Basically, all of these tools are used for ticket tracking. So the idea is just to have something or a new feature needs to happen, and this is like a new ticket. And it's an entry in the backlog of things to do, and then people need to do that. Larkham, hi, good day. And that's about it. So when you will learn about the methodologies of Agile and Scrum, you will be pointed toward tools, including Jira, whatever. But the technical tool, not necessary to know exactly what it does, the concept and how it is used is important. So base your knowledge on that. Currently Linear is really good because it's designed and it's a designer like that. Devs also like linear because of the quick action menu, the Command K, to go faster and do things quicker. Jira is really good because it's a huge tool which can do everything. So if you have something that you have in mind, Jira can do it, basically. ClickUp is kind of in the same realm now, and Monday is catching up. Asana is in the same realm as Jira. They kind of came out at the same time. But yeah, it's the methodology would give you the tool anyways. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah. I think before you test all of them, I think you should test the methodologies if it works for you. Because what you will hear or what people will tell you is that Agile is better than Waterfall. Technically, Agile is Waterfall on a smaller cycle. But you cannot do anything else than Waterfall once you understand what it is. So Waterfall is basically you have a step, you do the step, and then when you finish the step, you move to the next one. And Agile is basically you have a step, you do the step, and then when you have finished the step, you move to the next one. Or you iterate on that same step. And that's just this, or you iterate, that is added for Agile. It's going back to what I was saying, it is common sense. If you have the common sense to say, okay, we need more time on that thing, then you iterate on it and you take more time. But if you were in a strict waterfall thing, you would say, I do step 1, it fucked up. I do step 2, it's fucked because step 1 is fucked. I do step 3, I do step 4, 5, and then when it's been like 3 months, and we knew the thing was broken from step 1, we still had to do the entire process, and then say, oh, it didn't work because step 1 failed, so we need to go back now. So that's what people think waterfall is, but it's not. I mean, again, if you think about it, we fucked up on step 1, let's iterate on step 1. It seems like easy, but it happened on companies that are like how can I say that? Companies that are big and have processes in when they can do processes and things. You want to focus on my hand, focus on my face. Yeah. Yeah, because I'm talking with my hand. My hands are like closer to you. That's what happened. Mix, hi, welcome on in. But that's the basic of any process and anything. If you dumb it down to its minimal thing, you take one step, and then you take another step, and then if you take one step and you put your feet in lava, you're gonna take it out. That is common sense. And waterfall is just you put your feet in lava and you just continue walking. It makes no sense. So yeah, but learn the methodologies, how they are used, what are the adjacent methodologies that exist that can be useful to you. That could be really cool, and that would be fine. And then after that, yes, test all of the tools that have been listed in the article that you have read or in the books that you have read, and then make a choice, or go with the one that your company is using. If you join a company that is already using, I don't know, Asana, use Asana. Salty, hi. Good day. Good day. And yes, the fucking focus today is kind of shit. I agree. I don't know why. Nothing is in the way other than my fucking hands. So I don't know. So, as I was saying, shit happens. If you've been following the internet since 2 days ago, um, iOS 18 dropped. We can now change the look of our phones. This is the only acceptable way to like make your phone unique. And I think it is in a way better. So if you look closely, it is rainbow because right on my thing is rainbow. You can see that my Instagram and my Twitter have notifications, though they are not as annoying as if it was full color. So that is a pretty interesting way of using it. I don't like it entirely, but I do feel like it's a pretty okay improvement. And then we have a ton of these that have happened. So this, as people have been pointing out, moving apps wherever you want. Yes, that should have happened a long time ago. But the other thing that they have done, like the ability to do this or that, is kind of shit. Like, this is weird. And I think Marcus said that at some point, but it was up until now, Apple said we know better, and so we just give you your apps, and then you can reorganize them as much as you can. And that's good. But now they're like, go crazy, do whatever. And I think the go crazy, do whatever when it comes to placement is good. When it comes to color, it's not. Even in the black and white that I have, not good. This one was really fun for me, as in we now have the ability to change the two fucking thing at the bottom of our lock screens with other options, which can be whatever. Open an app that exists, right? That is a thing. Though, as they said, after much deliberation, I have decided on flashlight and camera, which is the basic native thing. Because technically, for most people, you kind of have or want to get your flashlight if it's necessary or your camera quickly. For me, this one is still my camera, but I have my secondary camera at the top of my screen. And what they said, like, here is pretty true to me. Like, it as if they knew what was best since the beginning, which is pretty accurate. So I kept a lot of things. This is new. I have been trying to find a way to implement that behavior for the mom icons, but I don't think I can. It would be much better though if we could like do masks. But yeah, there's I mean, for the window thing, initiate it's just like the window positioning, which is the basic thing that Windows had since basically Windows 7, or even better before. But for Safari, I don't know. I do not know. We had a bit of a thing as well with that transition animation being like really good, But again, it feels like Apple is just rediscovering animation lately and just going full out on crazy animation, which is really good. We do agree on that. Sequoia is interesting. I haven't updated to Sequoia right now because the developer beta for system things will absolutely break the stream, and I don't want to do that. My stream is already broken enough, so I'm not gonna do that just now. And I kept this one mainly for these images, for the AI, Apple Intelligence, that they have rebranded in there. It is interesting. I feel like there is a ton of things that will be useful when it comes to writing tools, like all of these things. But I also feel like most, if not all, of the newest feature that we've had for the past 2 to 3 years have been AI without naming AI. So when you have something that happens, it's just machine learning, anyways. But I don't know. It is pretty good when you have a big monitor. I agree with that. I agree with that. I don't like this. I don't like this. It it feels like a regression of what we could have had. Like the image generation is always, or for now, non-realistic, which I do understand why, but it is kind of bad. It is kind of bad. These are great. I feel like the model is bad, design wise. I don't know why you would have like 2, 3, 4 without following the same grid pattern. Like it's weird to me. Like they added a divider right here. I technically I kind of know why. It's because the iPhone's width is not an even number, so they needed like a 1 point divider in the middle to make sure that they could have 4. Otherwise, you would end up with a half pixel somewhere. But it feels weird. It doesn't change anything. It's weird to go like 2, 3, 4 and not have the same height for things and not have the same like not elements but like visual elements, visual behaviors. Like concise is kind of summary. It's a bit of the same thing. Like rephrase or rewrite could be like a rewrite friendly and rewrite professional is the same thing technically. So if you had something going on, actually hi. If you had something going on that says, "Oh, I want to rewrite," you tap on it, and that you have the options for the tone, then that makes sense. So I don't know. It is interesting, though. One thing that I can say is the fact that I know the thing that I have done, which is probably somewhere in my other files in there, this thing, which is the AI note taking app that I had done for a design test. Technically, I kind of had the same vibe with the glowy thing at the top and the idea of AI helping rewriting the thing that you have highlighted. That's fun to me. That even though I did that like last month, um, I'm still on the money on what they have kind of done now. So we're good with that. On point. On point with all the things. And then the last thing is the fucking control center. I don't think I have or need to say anything. That I mean, they are not like moving quickly. It's just they are trying to resize the thing. That happened. Overall, the that section, that side thing is really interesting and to me kind of really good because you have in-depth pages that you can have on the side of your control center. So your main control center is the thing that you will use most of the time, but then if you just want to go deeper in the like networking wireless things, you can just go in there. If you have music playing, you go in there, which makes sense. And I kind of like that, but it's also weird and things don't work together as much as I hope they could or should. So I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. There's a ton of things that happen. Like there is one that is pretty interesting to me right now, which is, if I'm going back to this, when you're here and you're long pressing, I can show you there, and I'm long pressing an app that has options. You can see that I now have the option to say this is going to be a small app or fat app. That's the ID. And so if I decide to move that and make it a big app, it is transformed into this thing at the top, which is a widget. And if I'm long pressing on a widget, it reduces into the app icon. So that is really interesting to have the ability to say, oh, that app, instead of just adding a widget to the page, I just want the app to be extended or the extended version of that app. So it will just give me that. And then because I can resize it, I can decide if it's like the small by 2 widget or if it's the 4x2 widgets. So that's pretty cool. I like that. I don't like the I really don't like customization thing. Like that is like really not the greatest. Like black mode is really bad, light mode is better. It also only changed the icons for system when you're checking it out. It doesn't touch anything else. So that's kind of weird. And yeah, this tint is just like kind of weird. I don't know. But also on stream you can't see shit because of stuff. So it's interesting. There is something good about it, but it's also kind of bad. I haven't watched the entirety of the keynote again, but yeah. So that's the iPhone side. The iPad side is way more interesting to me. Their new math note is really cool. The fact that you can handwrite math questions when you're taking notes, and then as fast as you or as soon as you type equal, it will give you the result, which I think is pretty cool. The fact that you can modify like an equation or something and get results that are pretty accurate really quickly, that's good. But then again, there are apps that do that already, and I'm just remembering what Craig said 2-3 years ago, I forgot, when Marquez and KBHD also asked why don't we have a calculator app on the iPad, and he said we just want to make it the best calculator option. and their new math node kind of makes sense. So again, going back to they are using AI and generative AI in places that you don't think about. The math node is basically generative AI to reproduce your handwriting. But they didn't say that it was, but it is. So that is interesting. Not saying that it's great, but it is interesting. And the fact that it works in text as well, it will like automatically do things as soon as you type like math questions, as soon as you have many numbers going on. Like let's say you are doing a list of things that you need to buy for your house and you list the prices. As soon as you type enter or equal at the end, it should be able to like give you the results, which is really useful, which I think at the end of the day it's basically what Excel is doing, and it's probably just like understanding each letter or character that you wrote inside of boxes and says, oh, this is an 8, or this is an equal, oh, this is a multiply or something. I don't know exactly how it works, but yeah. Other than that, not much good news from the Apple thing, other than integration with ChatGPT things, not on device, and the private compute. It's pretty good, but also From what I understood is that they don't use any other models. They have an LLM in-house that is run in-house, and they can only like go in like the other AI when they know that their model is not good enough for that, which I think is a good point, personally. I don't know if it's because of Steve Jobs, but it's the same. I feel like it's kind of the same thing as them not having, or Instagram not having support for iPads still to this day. I don't know, it feels weird to me. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But most of the thing, and also Stone, you said that as well, most of the thing that they just announced, except maybe the Apple compute, whatever, is thing that already exist on other platforms. And as I think Tim Cook said multiple times, their goal is not to be first, but it's to be best. And every time they do something, it is kind of best. Like for customization, even though I hate it, the tint on icons is better and easier to get than buying a theme or an icon pack on Android, because you will most definitely end up with one icon that doesn't have like one app that doesn't have an icon that is from this pack and that stands out. So you will always have, like, I don't know, Uber that has their initial icons, but the rest of the icons are in your pack. So that's a thing with that system level customization. I feel like it's easier and better. But then again, it is shit. The outcome is kind of shit, mostly because they let you pick colors that are non-accessible on top of colors that are non-accessible. So it is kind of bad. And yeah, why?
TG_Khalil raided my stream with 17 viewers.
Why? Go, hi. Good evening. How is you? How is your stream? All of that. I hope you're good. For those of you who don't know me, hi, I'm AOA. I'm the helping designer. If you have a design question, feel free to ask, as always. And yeah, we are currently bitching on Apple. Kinda. That's what we do. That's what we're doing. I'm just trashing the new theming thing because, you know, yeah. Jose Summit. I don't like green thumbnails? What do you mean? I do. I do like green thumbnails. Depends. But for those of you who don't know, Khalil is doing some. I did that way too late. Khalil doing some co-working streams, design, and other work-related content with music in the background. So if you enjoy that, go check them out. Would be appreciated, as always. As always. But yeah, as I was saying, I tried most of the new features on iOS 18 already, obviously. The icon switches are not good. The only thing that I like about icons, as I said, is the fact that the long press gives you the ability to swap it for the widget version of the app instead of just the icon. So that's pretty cool. The placement wherever, I don't think I'm gonna do that. That's yeah, I don't, yeah. Yeah, I think it's useless. But then again, the reason why I'm feeling like it's useless is because my Android frenzy when I was younger, I don't know what age I was at that time. Anyways, I was on apps and phones that already did something similar. So Xiaomi and Oppo, all the Chinese manufacturer of phones, used to have copies of Apple behaviors, and so most of my apps have been like placed on the home screen next to each other, and I could still reorganize them, but most of the time I didn't, unless I really needed something at thumb reach. But that's about it. And yeah, never really used it. The theme section, the Xiaomi theme section is much better than the one that we have now on iOS. The control center being more customizable is weird to me because it's customizable in a way that makes less sense. I don't get it. So that is debatable. Like, you have things that you can expand in some direction and something that you can't expand in other directions. Like, I wouldn't be able to get like a widget that does 2x3. It's either 2x2 or 4x2 or 1x2, but it cannot be 3x2. It's really weird. So I don't know. It's kind of interesting that they have that. And then the macOS updates, I haven't looked at everything that they announced. The only thing that I know is they have window snapping, which is the thing that we use the other apps for that. They also have introduced a new app called Password, which is basically one password, NotePass, all of that to manage your passwords directly on your device, and it's synced across your Mac, your iPhone, your iPad, and your Windows computer. So that's pretty good, but they still haven't done it for Android. I'm sure as soon as they do, if they do, a lot of people will probably switch. from any other password manager system to this one because it's free and it does the same thing, even though I am affiliated with like NordPass and all that. I feel like at some point when free apps pops in, it's kind of weird. Um, um, yeah, I don't know. For me, it is mostly positive. There is like a lot of things that are really good, but there is a lot of things that they shouldn't have done because now it is less Apple than it used to be. Like the customization thing is the behavior is debatable. I think if they just had or just said you can now move your apps around your lock screen or screen and you can place it at the bottom, and that's it, it would have been underwhelming. So they had to add more stuff on top of that, including like changing colors, resizing, all of that. But it feels like it wasn't supposed to happen. So I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. It's kind of weird.
Carbellino is now following.
Cabellino? I don't know how to pronounce your name. Hi, welcome on in. How are you? Who are you? How did you find the stream? Thanks a lot for the follow. Appreciate it. So yeah, it was pretty good. The AI stuff, the AI enhancement for text, as I was saying, is pretty impressive, interesting, knowing that it is on um on device most of the time, so that's really good. And the ChatGPT, it's not really an integration. It's a knowing your limitation type of situation where they are saying, "Oh, you are prompting our Siri AI thing for something that we know that our capabilities as a large language model is not best suited for that, and we know that ChatGPT is better. Do you want to use ChatGPT for that?" And you can say yes. Um, so it's not really an integration, but it is an integration. And also it's a prompt every time, and it cannot be linked to your ChatGPT account if you have an account and you pay for it or whatever, which I think is really bad because the huge benefits of ChatGPT right now is the fact that I can give it enough information about myself. I can tell them, this is me, this is my job, this is what I've been doing, this is where I am right now, this is my current location, this is my full name if you need to reply to an email, all of that. And so that is what makes ChatGPT interesting. If I just have access to the front of ChatGPT without the customization per user, I don't think it's as good. So that's why I'm like debating of the utility of it, because it will be, as they said, every time you prompt Siri for an AI question that Siri cannot answer properly, and then they prompt you for ChatGPT answer instead, then what happened, or at least from what I understood, um, the new prompt that is then sent to the ChatGPT instance that you are reaching is basically sending the prompt as if you were a new user with a new IP with no way to trace things back to you. So they cannot do the thing that are or is really interesting from ChatGPT right now, which is asking it and saying, "Did you remember when we talked about this 2 weeks ago?" And because ChatGPT currently, if you have an account, can remember previous chats, it can make the connection and then have a discussion about it. Whereas now, if you want to pinpoint something that you have asked through ChatGPT, through your iPhone, through Siri, it's as if you were a new user, so it doesn't fucking know. So that's a bit of an interesting thing that I don't think would work. Max, hi. Good day. How is you? Um, so yeah, I have doubts on this integration, um, and I think the main reason why it exists is because people currently have had this bit of a frenzy around generative AI, whereas large language model and other uh, machine learning things have existed and has been used in the past, but because it wasn't labeled as AI, people don't really care about it. So it's kind of weird. I don't know. Um, it's um, it's a weird situation. It is a weird situation. Nate, yeah, that's where we are. As I said, I didn't really look at the entirety of the um, GK high. I think you might miss it. I'm saying that now. I think you did miss it. Uh, I don't know if it's too soon. I think it's it was a necessary partnership to say currently our like machine learning and language model is not as good. Um, Therefore, we will use the one that is currently good on the market, which is OpenAI ChatGPT currently. I feel like they could have gone with any other platform and it wouldn't have been the same reception from the public. As in, today, if you talk to anyone that has a little interest in tech, they kind of know what ChatGPT is, or at least they have heard the name. But if you talk about like Perplexity or Claude or any other AI assistant that exists, uh, they don't fucking know. They have no fucking clue. So, I don't know. It's a weird thing. To me. GK, how was your weekend and all of that? Because I had like a fat ass weekend. Indeed. It's been a while. You have a work, Max? Good job. Congrats. No job in Japan? I see. I see no job in Japan. That's it. Yeah, I know that there are like some news in the have a good walk in the Vision Pro thing, the transforming your like past picture into 3D picture is pretty good, but yeah. Max, yes, but the cost of living is way lower. So, as we said, we can survive on 3 million yen per year. Survive. Not live. Survive. Different. You can live on 5 pretty, I mean, 4 or 5 pretty well. You can be good at 6, and you would live extremely comfortably on like 8 to 10. So if you're used to salaries that are equal to like me, like for example, I'm used to 14 million, equivalent of 14 million yen. I am now willing to go back to like 7, which is half of what I'm making right now, technically, if I have a job, which is not the case. But with half of what I'm making right now in Japan, I would be absolutely fine. So, yeah, I don't think I don't think I'm someone who spend much on a lot of things other than food. Like I can spend 30,000 yen if you're saying 30K as in yen in a day in food. Yes, yes. That happened. Yes, many times. Though on other things, like on physical things, I don't think I would. Not now, not anymore. The fact that I have bought most of my tech related stuff already and that they are like in Japan, and I just need to like I do that, yes. But the fact that I just need to go back and go get my suitcase and be good. So I don't know. Um, yeah, and these restaurants like these not izakaya but like yakiniku places are cheap in a way. Like you can get out of there for maybe 2,000 yen per person, which is like $20, which is expensive for Japan. I think you would most likely end up on a 12, like 1,200 something. Um, good job. Good job on that. I don't think they stole your wallet. I think you lost it and you were too drunk to remember where you put it. Right? Probably. Most likely. But yeah, I'm waiting for the Japanese company to give me an answer. It's oh, the menu stole your wallet. I see. Um, they they asked 3 weeks ago. They said we have other candidates to check out. What timeline like do you see how much time do you have before you need an answer? And I said like 3 to 4 weeks, which is a lot. And they said cool. And then yesterday or 2 days ago, they sent me a message. I mean, not 2 days ago. Yes, 2 days ago on Monday. Abdel, hi, welcome on. They said um, we have a candidate that we want to interview, but they just caught COVID-19, so they need to reschedule for next week. Is it still fine with you to get like an answer next week? I was like, yes, it's fine. And my brain is telling me that because they haven't given me any answer yet, it kind of means that I'm still in their top rated. We don't really know which one exactly we want to pick from these people. And we need to check the last one to ensure that. So I think I'm like in the last potential hirings. Was almost ass. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I'm hoping kind of too much, I think. I think I'm going to be disappointed. So my brain is has moved into the they're going to say no anyway territory. So I'm now just conditioning. And if they say no, I'm fine. And if they say yes, I'd be surprised. It's going to be good. I'm done pretty good. I'm a bit tired. I'm a bit of a have a bit of a headache that started just before I pressed the button to start streaming. So that's not the greatest, but something. And my new setup is weird, so I have a bit of an issue with reading chat and seeing things. I need to figure that out. And Max, I don't know if you've seen one of my tweets. You probably haven't. But basically what I was saying was I lived 1 year in Japan, and guess what? It's not my whole personality. And I think for you, it kind of has become it, which is not the greatest thing to do. But maybe if you miss it too much, either go back on vacation or find a new hobby or something. I don't know. I mean, you decide. But yeah, it is great though. I'm not gonna complain about it and tell you to not think about Japan because you like it. Like, you do you. But if it bothers um, your colleague, that really means that you're probably talking way too much. I don't think you can steal a bank with a kit of lockpicking that you bought from Amazon. I think the tools are gonna be kind of broken in any um, keyhole ever. Specifically a bank keyhole. I mean, you can try. If it works, you're then rich, and that's good, I guess. I guess. My side subject, my hair has been as fluffy as ever. For no fucking reason. It's annoying. Yes, I could do that. There was the election, there was the European election this weekend. The French president decided to dissolve the parliament again. Seems like his thing. So now most of our European representatives are extreme, like extreme right wing things. So that's pretty good. And this is sarcasm, if you couldn't tell. And yeah, there is like a new vote happening on the 30th, which is in 15 days, and another one right after on the 7th, July 7th. So that is annoying, but yeah, I mean, shit happens. At the end of the day, I don't really give a shit. It is France. I don't have a lot of interest in politics in here. Though interest in European politics is pretty good, and it seems like we are currently like turning into right-wing Europe, which is bad. Not much. We talked about Japan for a bit. We talked about Europe elections from this weekend, and our French president doing the shittest thing ever to make sure that his representative in the country are now closer to him rather than closer to what he used to have. So, yeah. No, I think, I mean, technically speaking, I forgot if it's 2 or 3, but technically speaking, if things go as planned, our current president cannot be re-elected next time because he already has 2 mandate going through. So I think we are limited to 2 in France. I forgot if it's 2 or 3. Whatever, it's the same thing anyways. And I don't know. It feels weird. It feels weird for him to start doing things that are this big, that close to him being not re-elected because the presidential elections are gonna happen next year or in 2 years, I forgot. Or at least the things. So I don't know. And Europe is just doing policies for the tech world that are bad because they can't write tech-related policies in the right way. Like the USB-C thing that we had, that was passed in 2021 and was enforced in 2023, is shit. It looks good on paper, but let's say someone new, Apple, Google, Samsung, someone else, comes up with a new standards for like cables that is much better than USB-C, then you would be able to, or you wouldn't be able to move on from USB-C to that new standards because it's better, but because of the laws, you don't have the rights to implement that new standards, meaning that the European people and the European manufacturers are going to be set back compared to the rest of the world that are going to embrace that new standards. So that could happen. It also limits some of the ability to unify other things, but it also potentially pushes things forward in a different way. So let's say next year or in 2 years, Apple and other companies going full no cable, right? And it's like magnets, MagSafe, whatever, pogo pins at the back of the phones, no plugs, so that the phone is sealed, like fully sealed, no option for water to get inside, all that. The thing that they will have to do is the plug or the magnet things that is going to connect to the phone or the laptop or whatever needs to have a USB-C at the end to go through these pins. And that's a way to make it go through the lows without breaking the lows, but still being non really like it's weird. So I don't know. It could be beneficial, but I think it's kind of shit. But yeah. And the GDPR things, Jonathan, for the privacy is, yes, it has technically indeed impacted the rest of the world, most of whom is just we have now a big part of our consumers that now have privacy policies, therefore we need to adhere to that in order to stay in business there. But it just doesn't yeah. And the thing for the phone charger, most companies don't put it in anymore. Like Samsung doesn't put it in, Apple doesn't put it in. I don't think Oppo put it in. Same thing for Xiaomi. I think Xiaomi has it still because they make it anyways. In Brazil, I know that you need to put it in, which is good in a way, but it's also waste. Like, I mean, I showed you last week. I'm gonna show you again. This is going in the trash. All of this is cables and chargers and things that I don't need anymore. In the trash. And because I'm organizing my flat right now, making sure that I have like everything everywhere, I can just use that. But yeah. I don't think it is, Max, for the battery thing. Like I feel like the fact that the battery is removable or replaceable, yes, that is a good thing. Though there is another option that people don't seem to think about most of the time, which is what if instead of making a policy to make the batteries that we're using today removable and replaceable, what if we made a policy to force companies to find innovation on domains that are not or that haven't seen innovation in a while? So for example, a new battery technology could be implemented or kind of pushed for. Like let's say, I don't know, you are a big company and we want you to put some extra dollars into research and development of a new battery technology. Cool. If you do, and you find one, and you put it in place and it's sustainable, then you get a tax cut of like, I don't know, 50%, which is massive. But because of the amount of positive on the rest of the planet for finding a new battery tech, that company get a like invest some money on something and then they can get a rebate or something, I don't know, or maybe they'll have government funding for that. I think it would be more interesting rather than forcing something to happen. So it yeah, like it to me it's the same thing as saying phone need to have a screen, and then like I don't know, the AI pin comes up and it doesn't really have a screen, but in order to have like a screen, they have a projector instead. So that's an improvement on the current tech potentially, not necessarily, but it's an improvement, it's a change, it's a new thing. So I don't know. It's I don't think it is, Max. It's not a new cable, a new screen. The thing is, and I talked about it in the past, the Indian scientist woman that discovered the graphene film battery option from 2012, 2010, 2012, something like this, or maybe a bit earlier than that. The prototype that we had at that time, that has been silenced since then, and I haven't found any fucking thing about it, was when you have a screen protector on your phone, instead of being just glass, it is technically your screen is a graphene thing, a graphene film in between the glass and the screen itself that is basically kinetic energy from your taps of your fingers. And what they said was the prototype had enough power to repower or recharge the battery from 2 to 4 taps, just taps on the screen, and that recharged the entirety of the battery to 100%. That is new battery tech that doesn't need modularity or repairability or anything, because the battery basically never dies, because it is always recharged by kinetic energies. So there is technically no battery. It's just a sustainable amount of like a cell that keeps energy for the amount of a thing that you need to do, which is basically a battery, but not the same type. So I don't know. It's kind of weird. And in the bags, you're talking about phones. In the bags that I just showed you, there is 6 phones. 6. I could keep them, but they are not up to date. I don't know. Yeah, I like them. The Daylight computer is pretty good as well. There has been like not a lot, but there has been other prototype of the same concept. So yeah. And yes, Jonathan, you could play Cookie Clicker to just recharge your phone. But that tech, that graphene tech, was really interesting. And now graphene is extremely cheap to produce. And it's just, for some reason, it is not used in the consumer side. It is used in the industry side. But I mean, we don't have any real use case, or they haven't found a way to introduce it in our consumer side of things, which is weird to me. Um, I know that the block phone could have been interesting, but also could have been a disaster. Like that thing is or was technically good, specifically this one, but it is relying on the fact that the tech in the future doesn't change side or size. That doesn't work. Like, specifically, if you think about, I don't know, GPUs for computers, the 10 series from NVIDIA, and then you have the 20 series from NVIDIA that was a bit bigger, and then you have the 30 series from NVIDIA that was like way bigger, and then you had the 40 series that are even more, taking like even more space in your case. And that would happen here. Like, you have a camera module here that was probably an 8 megapixel type of camera, single camera. Today, most phones have 2 to 3 at a minimum. So let's say you have a camera module that can only be placed in a module that would allow 2 to 3 if you wanted to be up to the other thing, meaning that that tiny screen would be replaced by the camera module. And then that thing would be something different. I do agree that storage would be great. For example, you could get rid of the camera, you get a new storage piece right there, you transfer the things, then you get rid of the storage unit and you're good. But there are things and limitation when it comes to tech and advancement that I feel like would be detrimental in the long run. Because again, if you have like that phone, what do you do with the blocks that you don't use? You throw them out. Yes, it is physically way less waste than if you threw out the whole phone. But like it's me saying or selling things on Facebook Marketplace right now from my flat, I'm selling everything at a discount that is crazy. Like I'm selling a thing that I paid like $500 for 200, and it's just like I need to get rid of it. That's about it. So I don't know. It's kind of weird. I need to pee. 1 second. I don't think a trade would work. Thanks. Again, I'm using the PC parts department type of thing. I don't think um, I mean, yeah, I don't think trading would work. Yeah, I think the trade-in thing from Apple, Samsung, other big manufacturer is a good thing because the recycling facilities that these companies have specifically for like their own parts is better. Like for example, I know that when this one is going to be replaced by the 16 or the 17 or whichever, technically it's going to either become a refurbished option or it's going to be recycled for parts for specific things. And I'm fine with that. Yeah, technically, yeah. I think there is like there are companies that are stripping down or like I apologize for it. Yeah, stripping down the metals, the golds, the specific things in, and also Apple is doing that officially with ensuring that 90% or a lot of percent, I forgot how much, of their phone, Macs, the aluminum that they're using is like recycled aluminum. So I don't know. It feels like a good thing to just bring it back the phone to them and do that. Even though, again, even though if I were to sell my phone to someone else, I would make more money. But then I don't know what it's gonna happen to that phone. Like it could be used for something else. Whereas if I just bring it back to Apple, it's probably gonna be recycled and reused or resold somewhere. It's fine. I don't know. It's a weird thing. They resell the good one. Yes. They resell the smaller one to third world countries, so China, India, Nepal, all these places that are building the iPhones for you. They don't, like, they sell back to them. I don't know. I don't know if recycle cost way more. I don't know. I don't know about it. I don't know enough to state things. So maybe you're right. And Josh, hi. Good morning, good day, good time zone. I have access to Sequoia. I haven't updated it yet. I am waiting for the public beta, mainly because I know how streaming on developer beta works, or technically don't work. So I'm gonna wait a tad, so that some of my like the apps that I'm using have the time to make an update that supports it. Because otherwise, if I had done that, it would be a high probability of OBS not working. Yeah. You are not getting the update. Are you in the developer beta option? Like if you're on that and you go in here in your software update, beta update thing, you can have macOS Sonoma, sorry, and then you have Sequoia Developer Beta right there. If you click on that, you will have the ability to update. If I click on that, I'm going to lose access to my computer. But yeah, it's there. It is pretty easy. You just need to move into the developer option. In order to get access to the developer option, you need to be registered as a developer. So if you're not, that might be the case or the reason why. Same thing with this one, which is currently on iOS 18. It is because I am on the dev list, not a dev, still in the dev list. So that's why I have access to it. But it's like more buggy than anything. I might lose service. I might lose access to my camera. I might lose Bluetooth at some point. I don't fucking know. But we're gonna see. We're gonna see. So far, so good. It's been 3 days. It's fine. It's so far okay. Not even 3 days. technically 2.5 days. But yeah, Yakins, hi. Welcome on in. Good day. How is you? So yeah, I don't know. Going back to the having a power brick in the box, there is a dilemma for me. I don't know, 4 days. I just wasn't here on Monday. That's it. I was there on the Friday. The dilemma for me, or the thing that I have so far, is putting a power brick in the case, but it's a shitty power brick that has no power, that is not charging your computer or phone or whatever to a speed that makes sense, and basically forcing you to buy a better one, and just having one in the case for the sake of having one in the case. I don't think I like that. I think it's a bad move. I think if it was the initial of Oppo, so Oppo decided to create the VOOC, VOOC charging bricks, and like that VOOC charger came in the box, and it is one of the best charger that I have to date, though it is a mini micro USB thing, so it doesn't really work anymore to me. So that's sad. But you know, like, if companies were doing that and putting the best of their like build inside of the box that they are selling, then it makes sense. And maybe they have like a phone that doesn't support fast charging, in which case the brick inside is like a small, non too powerful charging brick. But I don't know. Josh, yes, I do have a freelance agency type of thing, but also because I don't have clients, I can't have anyone else in there. I need a salesperson. I should hire GK for free for a month as a salesperson. And then when GK brings on deals, then I can pay GK. That's could be good. Kisico, hi, welcome on in. How have you been? Good evening, night. How is you? I did arms and shoulders this morning in the gym, so I'm kind of dead. Not gonna lie, I am kind of dead. Not that. Thinkek, hi. Good day. How was you? How was your weekend? Because I haven't been there on Monday. And yes, Jonathan, you're right. The focus is kind of shit. Can I focus on my face? No. Yes? I don't know. I apparently can't focus on shit. I doubt it works. Kids to beds. That happened. that happen? Yeah, I don't know. I'm in spot focus without really working. We'll see. Maybe it will work. I doubt it. So yeah, I don't know. Max and Jonathan, I feel like the power brick thing is kind of bad. It's not really a good thing. It's not really making it better for the environment and sustainability and all that. So I think it would be easier if there was less options. I think the main thing for me is when I go into that, not that. Right? I go into that and I say, these are power bricks that are existing, that cost nothing, and the amount that exists should be less. Like, we shouldn't have a version that is pink. We shouldn't really have a version that has a cute face as an entire different thing. It should be somewhere some sort of a sleeve that goes on top of a power brick, but you shouldn't have like 3 times the exact same for different prices. Like that's what makes it non-sustainable, I feel like, or not environmentally friendly. God damn it, that's complicated. I do agree with that poor countries or lower tier income countries have less options. I agree. But unless you are 5 years old, even in a poor country, like in a country that has access to technology, so not the poorest of countries, but still, I feel like still even, but maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. You probably had a phone before, implying that you probably had a power brick at some point. And if you didn't have a power brick in the case, you had to buy one. And again, in poor countries, people are making financial decisions that are based on their income rather than based on their wishes. And they will probably not buy an iPhone. And they will probably just buy a phone that is available. I don't know. If I'm looking at like Japan phones, we talked about it before, but these are the current phones in Japan. We have phones that are keyboard. Genie, hi. Like we sell in Japan phones like these that are technically Android phones, so touch phones and all that, and these bitches cost nothing. Like, and they exist. And if you really are looking for a phone that is like that, this is $90, or technically $80. This one is 59 in euros. So, right, and they are there. And then again, these, guess what? They come with a charger in the box. So if you had a charger with these ones, and then you change with something a bit more expensive, then you might have a charger in the box. I don't know. How are you, Jeannie? How was your weekend? How much does it? So, Jonathan, obviously I don't know, but how much does it cost to buy a charger in Brazil, and how much would it be of a difference? Like, what is the lowest that you can get a USB-C charger or lightning cable type charger in Brazil? And is it really that much of a difference in the livelihood of the people? I don't know. So just the charger, 10 to 50% of minimum wage. And Jeannie, that's the discussion that we have, and which is for us apparently, and because I don't know, we have chargers and we have the ability to buy phones and chargers and things in bundles, and it doesn't impact our livelihood and income. But apparently, if a charger in Brazil costs 15% of minimum wage, that's a lot. Like here, it is recommended to have up to 30% of your wage go to rent. So if 15% is like half of your rent on a monthly basis, it might be complicated. I do understand that, yeah. But even if, I think I agree with you, even if you were to decide that it's better to buy like an expensive-ish charger, I mean, I don't know. I agree, Jonathan, on the fact that people that haven't upgraded their phone are still stuck with like micro USB or mini USB that are like old, and the phone still works because it does just phones, that's fine. But I do feel like, yeah, I do feel like there is always a way to get the thing that you need for cheaper, or for uh, like a different way. Like, let's say you need a charger, but your current charger is a USB-A charger, and you can just buy a USB-A to USB-C charger. That could work. That's a nice 911. I appreciate that. Uh, Good job, Kat. Did you cable manage the TV? I doubt it. Yeah. I think they have it here. I don't. I mean, I have chargers everywhere here. That's the thing. That is weird to me. Like, from just looking around, I have one that is right there. I have two. I mean, I have 15 in my bag behind me. I have one that I bought in Japan that probably costed me 60 to 80 bucks because it's like a 100 watt charger with 3 USB output potential, can charge your computer and your phone and your tablet at the same time and be good with it. So yeah, it's a different reality, and I agree with that. But I don't know. To me, it feels like there is always a way to go through and find, specifically for tech. But again, I don't know. Is it in Brazil? Is it the same? Do you have like taxes when you come back from another country? Like, let's say you do a trip to Mexico or the US, if you can. That's complicated. But right. Also, I'm saying that in the optic that you have the means to do a trip and go outside of Brazil, which I know it's already a luxury in a way, but maybe if it's cheaper to buy a phone or a charger in another country that is like not so far away, and it doesn't take you that much money to go there, and you can offset the cost later, maybe you could just move out, buy something, come back. It's just your phone. Like, it's not as if they would check, oh, that person left the country with like a Xiaomi Redmi 12 and came back with an iPhone 15. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not saying without taxes, but if you have that on you, like, think about it. If you are from Brazil and you have the latest iPhone in your pocket, and then you go out of Brazil and you come back and you still have the latest iPhone on your pockets, is it still considered as a taxable event and you need to pay taxes on your iPhone 15 again? Or do they recognize that the thing is yours because it's used and in your pocket anyways, and it just hasn't been bought in Brazil? Therefore, my take is just, as you just said, if you just go to Paraguay to buy tech, you can come out of the country with an Android phone, come back in the country with another Android phone that is better. Yeah. But I mean, I think it's the same thing as like buying things without taxes because you are paying or you are providing your passports at the buying entity, and then they de-tax your things, and then when you re-enter your country, you get the tax again. The thing is, if you just buy the thing without presenting your passports as if you were here as a resident, like you need to buy a new phone, you buy a new phone, and it's not written anywhere that you have bought that thing, how can they know? I don't know. I mean, they are not. Maybe they are. I don't know. But to me, as a government, I wouldn't check the bank account of all of my citizens to check if a big purchase has been made where they were away. Yeah, I mean it's the same thing. So that for me in Japan, like I think it's basically the same thing. We can have taxes exemptions, and so basically what happened is that when I'm arriving at the airport in France, I need to declare that I have bought things, and then I'm paying the taxes that I should have paid in France with the things. But I'm not doing that. I'm not doing the taxes exemption thing. I'm buying the thing full price in Japan because already it is cheaper, and I'm just leaving it in Japan. So technically speaking, it doesn't leave the country, and so it's fine. But like for example, my Android phone that is in Japan, if I were to bring it back to France, I wouldn't have to pay taxes on it. Which is technically, this is a Japanese phone anyways. So I don't know. There might be a thing that I'm missing. um, mm. I mean, Jeannie, yes, we are. Both of us. We are privileged as, I mean, not Brit for me, but Brit for you. Yes. Yeah, only if it's closed in the box. Yes, 100%. Like, for example, when I was in Japan in um, 2023, 2022, 2023, and I had bought lights and mic arm in Japan, I didn't put it in a box and send it back to France. When it arrived in France, I had to pay taxes on it, even though I didn't. I did pay taxes in Japan, so I had to be taxed again on the thing when it arrived in France, which was a bad thing. That's a bad STD. That, goddamn, I missed that. So that in a second. Yeah. Now it's a DSD. Cool. But yeah, I don't know. It's I didn't do the tax return in Japan because I mean, I could have, but it was just a pain. And technically, if I had, I would have needed to have the things with me at the airport, which was not the plan, because I went through the post service. because I don't have checked luggages in plane ever. Not happening. Everything I have is with me at all times. There's nothing under the plane, ever. If Stream Element was to say something, why I don't trust the French. I don't trust airlines in general. Even more French airlines, to make sure that my luggage is properly handled, make sure that it's in the plane when we take off, make sure that it's out of the plane when I land, and make sure that I don't have to, or make sure that I don't have to wait, and that the luggage is in the carousel thing when I arrive in front of it. Therefore, everything is with me. I have one suitcase, one backpack, and I'm out of the plane in a taxi immediately, and that's it. I don't need to wait for my luggage, need to wait for anything, and that's much better. And if I want to have something that is specific from here, that is heavier, that cannot be taken in a carry-on luggage suitcase, I'm gonna send it through the mail. I'm gonna use the Amazon relocation pallet system and just have a pallet delivered here, downstairs, load the pallet, send back the pallet to Japan. That's gonna be fine. It's gonna be easier, cheaper, much better than if I took that as luggages in a plane. So, never. I have seen so many stories and things happen to luggage of, I think it is cheaper. Like, think about it. If I sent a pallet, I might spend $300 on taxes, on reception. If I have everything in a plane, I may have to pay 80 to $90 per suitcase. And to fill the pallet, I probably would have like 5 suitcases. So at the end of the day, it would be like $500-ish to get them in the plane. And then I have the hassle of finding them, receiving them, making sure that they are in order, that they are not broken, that no one trying to get inside of the suitcase where they were parked at the airports, all that. So, I would rather have the thing just delivered to me. Much better. If it's more than one suitcase, yes. Like, let's say I wanted to take my PC, desktop PC, with me. The tower needs to be checked. It needs to go in a suitcase somewhere. Am I gonna trust the airline to not break the glass on my tower? No. I know it's gonna be broken when it arrives because it's not in the shipping box. It's gonna be in a suitcase. So that's not gonna work. Yeah. Or you take the important parts, and that's it. Like for me, I will only take the capture cards, and that's it. And even then, I don't have, I don't download it. There's too many on the internet. I have access to everything. I don't need download porn. But there is like no such thing for me right now at this time. I can buy 2 setups. It's not an issue. Like I have my SSD with my system and all the things in my backpack. I can potentially take some cards, but it's not necessary. And then when I land somewhere and I know that I will stay there for more than a year, I'm gonna buy a tower and then just install the SSD, install the cards, be good. It would have cost nothing. I'd be good with it. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, that's what I did. I moved with the SSD, which I think is up there. And because I didn't buy a PC, I didn't use it. It just stayed in my bag the whole time. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I think at this, again, because privilege and all that, and I have enough cash to do so, um, it's just like, it is easier for me to just buy a new computer. Like, it would cost less right now to buy a previous generation computer for like $800 on site, like with a 3080 and a pretty okay SSD inside, and just swap the SSD and be good. And maybe buy a capture card to get everything in one place. And then stream from the PC. But also, with my new setup, I might not need that. So, yeah. And we are angry because the far right won most of the seats in the EU election that happened on Sunday. Basically, from France, which apparently France is still counting and shit, but this is the far right party, as you can tell right there. And this one is BE, which I don't know what it is. Climate, 13th seat, and LFE or LFI, I don't know, 4 seats, 9 seats in total. So mostly this is left, this is right, and so left has 9 seat, right has 30 seat, and it's mostly fascist-ish parties. So that's why French are just not really happy about it. But as you can see, that is, yeah, it doesn't do much. Center right. But then again, I don't give a shit. So yeah, that's what happened. As I said, I had to vote on Sunday because that's when we had to vote, and because I haven't been here for the past year, when they sent the vote slips for each parties and what they do and where they are and what they stand for and where they want to go, all of that, I didn't know. So when I went there, I just looked at the slips on the table, took the one that I knew the names of the people already, and took the one that were the best designed, and then I read them and chose the one that was the best designed one, and that seems pretty cool. That's what happened. It didn't even register on the seats that I just showed you. Like, they are not even in there. But at least it's okay party. I mean, it still read the thing, obviously, but yeah, it was one of the few that was led by a woman, where the age of most people inside of that party was like 28, 30. I think there was one guy at 55, but most of them were like in the range of like 23, 20. Yeah, 23, 28, something like this. So that was pretty good in terms of potential. It was really working class, oriented, like climate oriented, all that. That was pretty good. Yeah, you can. You can have what we call a procuration. So basically, a procuration is when you give your rights to vote to someone else for that specific election. So it's just a piece of paper that says, oh, I can vote for that secondary person that is not there today, and so I can vote for them. The thing that is kind of complicated for me is the Ashley. Hi, good morning, good day. By proxy, yes, thank you for the translation. I appreciate it. Have a good look. The thing that I do appreciate and that is kind of good is that I can do that through internet, so I can just send that to my sister and say, you're gonna vote for me, because I'm not gonna be in France when that happens, so that's pretty good. But like, yeah, she hasn't even come in. Okay, that's what happened. But yeah, it's I think in Belgium you need to vote. Like it's if you don't vote, you have like a penalty or something. It's probably the same thing, Jonathan, as what you just are saying. Like if you don't, you are gonna need to pay something, a fee or somehow. You can still vote for no one and vote blank, but you need to go there and do your thing. So you, once there, why not just vote for someone that you think is pretty good? Would be easier. Good. Well, find that. How's the job search going, Ashley? Still working? So yeah, that's actually that is why the French are angry, but also as we said, it is a genetic thing. We are angry at everything, all the times, anyways. So if we can find a reason to complain, we will. But yeah. Aiden, hi. Good day. Coming from the raid. How are you? And Jonathan, that's good. And you will have to apply to every job again. I said that to Kat, but I'm applying to things right now, which are, how can I say that? They are impressive in a way. The company that I had an interview with, again, second one today, is a company that is doing some veggies and plants growing on Earth and in space. So they have plan and partnership already with the space station to have like plants growing in there and kind of be sustainable. They have planned to get plants growing on the moon by 2025? No, 2028. 2028 or 2030. Yeah, that's a pretty interesting thing. So that's a pretty potential company, though they are mostly in office, and I don't really like that. And their office is like 40 minutes from here, so I even more don't really like that. And they're officially a small startup with government funding, so they don't have a lot of cash. So I don't really like that, but I do like the concept because I would be working on a project that is like visual UI paired with physical product. So it's basically building the software that goes with the physical product, and that is really cool. So I don't know. Maybe I have another interview I have two interviews tomorrow. One of them is for the interface that would be used for quantum computer. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, we'll see. But you know, I could. I wish I could. Personally, I think, again, as I said, I wish I had my company and salespeople that were good enough to be able to work for free for the first month, to bring in leads that would pay the company, and then be able to sustain ourselves. And I would hire most of you that are looking for a job, because we're all looking for a job. And yeah. Yeah, I could do that. That's what's happening. It's raining. I didn't know that. But yeah, it could be a thing. The thing is, I tried on some freelancer platform to get like a freelancer that would be willing to be like only paid on commission, and currently there's not much. So I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I have too many French interviews, which is what pisses me off, and not enough Japanese interview, which is what I want to do. But also, I can always like work for a French company for like 3 months, 6 months, a year, maybe, and go back to Japan. So we'll see. We will see. But so far, no job. My bank account is like at $500, almost. Nope. I haven't graduated from a school. Like I have, technically the school that I have is how is it called? It's a certificate that they gave me a certificate of skills certificate type of thing, that basically state that I have the skills for design and dev. But that was in 2015. So yes. But also, you can, I mean, that's the job visa that I need, and I will be applying for, though the highly skilled visa is only if, or only available for French people if you have a company that is sponsoring you on the other end. So yeah, that's the thing. So I need a job in Japan to be able to get the highly skilled worker visa in order to then move back to Japan. So currently the job for me is to find a company in Japan that is in my field that allows foreigners and non-fully Japanese speaker to like get the certificate, and then I can apply for the highly skilled worker. But goddamn, that's if you can do that, it would be good. Yes. In order to be a business owner and have a visa in Japan, you just need to prove that you have a revenue of 50K in dollars, 50 or 60K per year, which is not much as a revenue as a company. So that's for the freelancer visa, which exists, but they don't really like it. And then the secondary thing is, if you want to stay in Japan long term and you want to apply for the business owner visa, then you need to make the same amount, but you need to have a Japanese office. So you need a place with an address that has, or that is referenced as your business, and you also need to have, I think at least one employee that isn't you, so that is Japanese or something, to be considered as a business owner in Japan and have the ability to get the visa to stay as a business owner. So yeah, if my freelance business was good, then I would do that. I would just apply for that. It would work. It would be cool. It would be okay, right? It would be okay. But yeah, it doesn't. So that's sad. That is sad. But it is an easy way to do so. So one of the things that I did when I was kind of desperate at the end of my current visa in Japan was to just send messages to YouTubers and other content creators that are living in Japan, and just saying, well, listen, I'm a designer. You are a content creator. I'm also a content creator, but I'm mostly a designer. I'm looking for a visa in Japan, and you probably have a company that's in Japan. What do you say we make a deal? And no one replied. And PewDiePie wouldn't even, like, I don't think they would have or read any message, emails, whatever that I send them. I think their agent would probably do so, and they probably already have. Yeah, I could do that. Though, if I'm the only other white person in the gym climbing, it feels targeted. Like that. I tried French Japanese content creator like Louis-san, which is one of the biggest French Japan thing. But also, I don't really want to work for them. The type of content they do is good-ish for certain type of periods of my life, but not. I don't know. It's weird. Other than that, yeah. But yeah, I mean, if I could work for Pewds, I would 100%. for free. I mean, for free, for minimum wage, that would be fine for me. I wouldn't care. Red, hi, welcome on in. Good day. Good times, though. So, you know, the the thing that is said also is that the company that I'm really expecting or hoping that they would say yes, but I'm thinking in my head that they will say no anyways. Um, the 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 thing is, right now, I'm not really scared. I mean, I am scared, but I'm not entirely scared of them lowballing me when it comes to salaries. I think I will most likely just be miserable salary wise for like a year or two, and then have like a Japanese company on my resume that would unlock most of the jobs in Japan, because that proves that I've stayed in a Japanese speaking company for a certain amount of time. So I have a specific level of Japanese that is required. I can communicate, I can read, I can write, all of that. Maybe not, I don't know. And then I can move company and do something different, but like a higher salary that is more reflecting my skills and all that. But we'll see, you know, we'll see. If that works, it could be cool. Could be a good thing. So right now, I'm thinking about them as an entry point for me to be able to just be there. I'm just like limiting my miserability. I think, yeah. There is also the God damn it. Is it this one? Yes. There's also this thing, which is, I don't know, right? I don't know if it's true. Some people in the comments are saying that this is not good, but it's also like from 3 years ago, so I don't fucking know. Anywho, this thing, like let's say I'm earning 10 million yen, which is like what I'm aiming for. I'm guessing they will probably give me something along the line of like 6. So even if I was at 6, right? The net income is like 4 million yen, which is not much, but still, that's enough. That's fine. That's a thing. Though, if I'm a company employee and it's my first year in Japan, I don't have the resident tax added. So, as you could see, like I could have some sort of a tax cut for being in my first year and also being a company employee. Maybe if that works, I doubt it, but if that works and I'm like, I don't know, at 10k, 10 million, then maybe I could have like a decent-ish thing. I doubt that they would be able to do that, so even if I say 8, I'd be fine. But yeah, that's the thing that maybe could happen. And the question is, for me, if or is this thing viable or is it not? Because I have been in Japan for 1 year as a working holiday thing, but I haven't been working there, so I don't know if it counts as a first year in Japan or if it doesn't. And all of that impact income as well. So I don't know. We'll see. But that's the plan. That is the plan. Seeing all of these things, if that kind of works or not work, you're gonna check. And maybe it's good, maybe it doesn't. I should have an answer next week, Wednesday. So in 1 week from now. And we'll see. Maybe I'll be crying. Maybe I will not. I don't know. We are gonna see that. Anyways, Stony, you lurking or you're not there? I know you've made some changes, and I haven't seen shit. Also, I forgot. You're not there? I see. What's your fucking URL? You sent it last time. Something something LI. VDLI? Is that the thing that you said? Avlit. God damn it. Is it not? I see. What the fuck? Why? 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 What? That's the only question. I think you fucked up. I and J. I think you fucked up. God damn it! You also did lowercase. Have you done numbers? Oh, oh, you need a second row here. That is not acceptable. You can't have that. That's too thin. You need to thicken that. Same thing here. And if you do a ligature for IJ, IJ is never a good ligature. We don't really use it. I mean, rarely happen. That's what I'm saying. So, I don't know. I think FI would be better. But you know. That's Tim Broken. Yeah, I know. I mean, I know what a ligature is. It's broken. It's broken. Everything's broken. Nonetheless, that doesn't push anything away. This is sad that I don't really have access to chat in a way that makes sense. Again, it's just there, so it's kind of bad. It's a code issue. I see. Well, what do you need validated? Because you know, every time you ask, what is validated? What is in the need of validation that you want me to stop touching? I mean, stop touching is a big word. You know, that doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense. You can't say that. You can't say that. I need to do that though. I do these because we currently have 1, 2, 3, 4 for the same thing. So yeah, something needs to happen in a way. I like that one a lot, personally speaking. I like the offset right there. I told you it's a cleanup of the pages for you to not have access to the mess. What is on the cleanup is always going to be updated based on what I have going on here. So it's not 100% done. It's just cleanup for easy navigation for you, because otherwise this is easier navigation for me. Nonetheless, compared to these two, I do like this a lot better than this one. We could combine them. I know that I added that right here, but I could technically just do that. And it would be like a mix in between the two. That cannot happen, Stoney. That is not an option. Not inside of Figma. The only option that we have to do that without having like with having pages that contains only the thing that are 100% validated is if we use something else than Figma, like Zeppelin, for example. Bones, hi. Good day. How have you been? So yeah, I do like that. I feel like that's a pretty simple alternative to this. It's a pretty good thing. I haven't done or updated these elements to take back what I've done there based on what she has done on her redesign, so debatable on this one, but feasible. They are taller though, so that's the thing I kind of like. That changes this, which I feel like this is pretty interesting as well. So let's see if we have 1 on this, and then get rid of that. I wish that was automated. Not selected. Hover. If that's my hover, I feel like that's much better to have the options, as I said, on hover only, rather than on that. It was just slow. Good. Good. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. It's probably just loading. It's probably just loading. While it loads, I'm gonna just do that to check stuff. That's not a good thing. Question would be, because we have this here, which I think we are missing on these ones. Would there be a now playing in that design, and how would it be? So there, I mean, not would there be, there would be, yes. We're making a thing that is basically a competitor to Plex. So it's a home server, the ability to host your own legally acquired medias. And yeah, it's pretty good. Now playing is the EU thing. I know. I'm saying I currently don't have an option. The only option that I have is to do that and take my waveform and change it from here. But that implies that the element itself is Harvard thing. So I don't think it works. I think we need like a way to ensure that this thing is in the now playing but non-selected. So it's basically that, but I mean it's this here, but now playing non-hover. I'm gonna do that. Project is in production. Stony is doing most of the dev himself with help of other devs, but 99.9% of it is done by Stony, and the design is helped by me. That's all I'm gonna say. This is now a button. I feel like it shouldn't be a button if it's a now playing icon, but it's going to be replaced by the play pause button on hover if playing. So I think I'm going to need to keep it as a button for consistency's sake. Right, that kind of makes sense. Kinda. Yep. That Bones, that's exactly that. That is exactly that. So technically this one, if playing, it turns into the pause button to go on top or to replace that. That's the idea. It will be mobile responsive, yes, at some point. It kind of is, in a way. Like, to a degree. It has a version that is kind of working. There's a bit of a scroll issue, but on like most of it, it's kind of working. I made a request. Because Stoney's just working on it. Stoney has done everything alone. So yeah. That's cute. That transition on the artist is kind of too much. Subtle too much. Albums, not artists. Albums. The artists are good, but there is no transition. I mean, there is a transition, but it's fast as fuck. God. I couldn't even see the transition from far away compared to these. It's too small of a transition. I don't know. Nonetheless. So I'm going back here. I don't know about that. I'm debating that. Specifically this. More. The rest is fine. Having a search makes sense if you're on the page of something. And again, this specific page can be used for multiple things. So if you are like in an artist or an album, that kind of works for both things. But then the artist page is much better here, so I think we're gonna keep that. Damn. And that's the album page that I basically just redid right there. So I can do the same thing. With Harvo now playing Selected. Hover selected. So that you have all of the options there. It's debatable. Hugo, welcome back. Yeah, the artist page is pretty good. I'm just debating the in between these two. Like basically if I'm just doing that, I don't have much more height. They basically do the exact same thing, to a degree, but they basically do the exact same thing. And this one has continuity with the artist page, but this one has continuity with the show page in a way. Not entirely, but in a way. The offsetted half in, half out image is like keeping the design consistent-ish with the other pages. So that's why I'm like debating the in between the two. Because the album page right here and the album page right here is kind of same thing. This one being or having the ability to have a section underneath like other similar album that you have, for example, or available things after you played all the songs could be something. But this is pretty good. I had a debate internally as well with that it kind of feels like a notification, so that's why I'm not sure that it's a good idea. Well, technically, I know it's not the best idea. But because it's your server, it could be useful in a way. Again, debatable. But having the data and knowing at a glance when you arrive in the page, you know, oh, this artist has 80 albums, cool. Or this artist appears in a playlist. I feel like it could be interesting and useful for some people, but again, I don't know. Today is debatable. Still, I need to do that. That is a fair point. That specific button needs to get a property. There's a nested property from the button here so that we can change the icon, and we need the same thing from the play button that also needs to be able to change the icon easily. So we're gonna do that in the props right there. I'm gonna just potentially, can I do that? I can't do that, cool. Yeah. I don't know if it needs to be like a badge like I just did. Because I mean, the reason why it's a fucking badge is because I have done that in the tabs themselves. Like in there, the tabs have a badge. So it's there. But I don't know. Uh, do we have a display? We don't. Cool. We need a property here. That's a display. Artist. Because if you're on the artist page and you have an album that only have the artist on it and there is no featuring someone else, I don't see the point of displaying the name of the artist in the artist page. But again, if there is a feat, then potentially, maybe, yes. You said something, it's too far away for me to read. Manbrave, hi. On the artist page, how will you handle the text if the artist cover image has white background? So technically it works. God damn it. The current state of things
Manbraveg
is...
just resubscribed for 3 months.
Thanks a lot for this third month, I appreciate it. Welcome back. I'm tired with a headache. Other than that, we're good. It is currently white. If it's an image, then it doesn't show through. But if it's white, like pure white, then the text is still accessible because of the linear gradient that we have underneath on top. So, yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna say that I'm used to it, but I'm used to it. We've been having headaches for 15 years. So, you know, that makes sense. The main reason, though, for today's headache are pretty simple. Because I had someone over during the weekend, that's why we didn't have a stream on Monday. My entire diet and the restrictive diet that I had for the past week before, I fucked it up because we went out, we drank, we ate stuff that I wasn't supposed to eat. And my body is now like recovering from that. So I know why. So that's good. I know the cause. Cause is me. And Bones, that's the... I hope that answered the question on your end. But that's basically it. The banner has an overlay on top of it. So it makes sense. Not really new cakes. We didn't really go for cakes. Yeah, which is kind of sad. But yeah, we didn't go for cakes. See, like that. That makes sense if you have two, to have both names and say these are the artists on that thing. But if you had someone else, like I was about to say something, but I don't think you do. God damn it. Maybe? Yeah. See? That... I don't know. It's debatable. Like, I get it. Because you have others that have more, specifically here on the old song thing. But if on that album there is only that, that makes no sense. But because of that, yeah, why not? it is weird to me. That's what I'm saying. Have a good food time. There. That specific thing. One song, one album, same artist. Do we really need to say that? Also, that's not the case. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Stony. That's that's basically the thing that I just did. Like if artist, no artist, like just ensuring that potentially on my side I have the option to say, oh, we don't have, it's the same artist anyway, so no display makes sense. At least it makes sense to me. It makes sense to me. I don't know. Which technically I'm gonna move that on top of the artist so that if we have an artist that is displayed, the album title is gonna be, it's same thing for the album title. I don't know. Like if you are on the album page, do you display the album title? Is it necessary? Would it work if we don't have the album title? Like it feels redundant to have it. So I'm like, if you're on the album and you display the album, what needs? Right? So right now it's called in playlist. If it is in playlist, then it is displayed. And if it's not, then it's not. Duration is always displayed, that's for sure. Song title is always displayed, and number is always displayed. Cool. I feel like that's fine, right? Oh, that's true. There's also a thing I did. Yeah, Stony, just before I answer Mindwave's question, this is something that I did. If it's not in a playlist, it implies that it is in an album. And technically, I'm gonna go back to the two-back thing, and you have all songs right there. Technically, it is a playlist. It's a list of things. So to me, it is a playlist. They all have no fucking songs. But that is a playlist. So that makes sense. But if you are in the album, then there is no image, which you've done that already. So just so that you know if at some point it goes out. That's the thing. Cool. That Manbrave Simulator, best plugin to get things done faster. That's the first one. It's free. Second thing is Master. Master is gonna be the easiest way to replace instances of things with a component. Can also work inside of an existing component. So right now you can't create a component when you are in a component. So that plugin gives you the ability to do that. That's pretty cool. And then I'd say the third one, potentially, if I wanted to give you something that is useful, I mean, you can see which one I've used. Lorem is useful-ish. Destroyer is good, but it doesn't make you go faster. It makes static pages. So it's better if you have to like clean up your file before you send it to devs. And you share, or to clients. Technically it's mostly for clients. Like if you have a file that needs to go to an outside client and you don't want them to have access to anything, you use Destroyer to technically destroy everything on the page. So no link, no auto layout, no color, no styles, no variables, nothing. And that way what they receive is just a static image, a static version of the design. They can't do shit about it other than inspect and see the sizes, and then they need to deal with it. So that's Destroyer. It's pretty good. Otherwise, yeah, technically about it. I use Nisa most days. Also now they have an in-app purchase, so I don't like that, obviously. Nisa is basically when you have a text layer that is splitted into multiple lines, like a bullet point, for example. You can use it to split it into multiple layers. And when you have the opposite, when you have a bullet point that is split into multiple layers, you can combine them into just one text layer, which is really good. So could highly recommend Nisa for sure. That makes my life easier. I'm just giving you like the makes my life and my job faster. I haven't really tried this one. Mainly because of that. And it was potential. But this one has, or is supposed to have, the ability to just roast your designs. And yeah. I forgot exactly how it works, but could be useful. Could be useful if you wanted to, like, you see that you have an effect that is in error, and then apparently table shadow could have a fix that is the tailwind shadow. I can fix stuff, and now it's fixed. That's useful, maybe, I don't know. Though it is paid, so debatable if it's really useful. It's just anytime there is a paid plugin that does something that you should be able to do on your own, I'm debating if it's good or not. It was promising though. But yeah, that's about it. That's the one that I'm using most of the time. If you have stuff like you are someone who is creating tables, Table Creator is really good, but there is plenty of other plugins that does the same thing. If you are someone who is creating color palettes and you need color palettes in your designs, Super Palette is really good, but it's also paid. Styler is amazing. Style Organizer is amazing. These two, like Style Organizer and Styler, are doing things that are similar-ish. Though, now that we moved on to variables instead of styles, they are kind of not working as much as they used to. Obviously, so that's debatable. And yeah, I don't know. Style Organizer basically used to give you the ability to check all styles on a page and check if there is link missing, if there are things that have like how I can say, let's say you have like multiple yellows, or you have multiple layers with yellow, and one of the yellow is just the same but it's not linked to the style. You could just click a button and see things. I'm gonna run that on the page. It's gonna break because it's a massive page, but yeah, like you can see that all of these have like, or should have, link to styles, but because they don't have any fucking styles in there, it just doesn't work. This is probably like my Slate 12. High probability of that being the case. So if you use styles, Style Organizer good, and Styler same thing, but because I moved on from style, I don't know. That's about it. That was a long ass reply, man brave. I hope that helps. If you have more questions about plugins, please feel free to ask. But yeah, that's about it. If there is no background image, I'm using the theme colors. Yes, good. Yes. It's not the greatest, but yes, it works. I don't see the difference. What I see is this. I see this. What's the food, Jordan? I mean, the load time is good because I'm close by. Oh, that was bad. Oh, don't do that. Oh, I get it. I get it. Either it's a me issue or it's a you issue. But the fact that my cursor is now a pointer with a hand, and if I click, it doesn't change. I think it's a me issue. I'm gonna just reload just in case. Just in case. Yeah, no, it's a you issue. So if I click, I get the pointer, but if I click outside, I get nothing. And now I don't have the change of pointer. Um, that's weird. It is weird. Again, it might be an arc related thing. I'm not putting that out of the options. Annoying, but still is there. So yeah, I'm gonna pee again. 1 second while you look at it. It's arc only. Good. Well, it's a me issue. Therefore, I'm fine with it. 1 second. I can go back here. It's not an issue, but still. This makes no sense. Sorry. I did I did some work on trying to get the ability to vote downstairs. Like basically the vote booth exists and are Jan, hi, welcome on in. Good day. Are anywhere in Paris, and the one that I'm linked to is the one from my previous flat, which is in the 5th arrondissement, and I'm in the 1st. And so that made no sense because one that is available here is like downstairs. So it would have taken no time, and now it takes like 15 minutes. And I did that this morning, and they sent me an email right now saying you have requested to be changed from the 5th to the 1st, and they already sent me an email saying that this morning. So I don't know. I don't know what they're trying to do or say or give me. So here we are. Anyways, Thank you for the streak. Nicely, appreciate it. Alright, back to this. Stoney, we haven't really decided on which feels better. They would have the same type of content anyways, but like, for you, would it be better to have something that is consistent with the artist page, right? Really, basically the same shit, or something a bit different that is closer to the TV show thing? That's a to be defined situation, so I don't know. That delay is delayed. Do something different for TV, person, and spatial, right? Let's not have the same page but stripped down to nothing. What do you mean? That's kind of true. It is close to Spotify. I mean, it was inspired by Spotify anyways. So yes. Also, Abdallah, hi, what morning. The Spotify is green, but it's, I mean, it's the same thing as saying, eh. Like, it would be the same. If we weren't green. But it really depends on the album that you are using, viewing, all that. I mean, you may look at the app potentially, but technically speaking, again, like, that's the playlist section. I can't really move out of this. And I could, but like, that's the album. So yes, it take a color and then you have a playlist, a list underneath. Whereas, which I understand, right? It's kind of the same. Whereas what I have here, I think what makes you think is the same is mostly the fact that it's colorful. It has a color. I guess. This one? Yeah. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, 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 yes. Album doesn't have any useful data to show. Well, technically, it's not like useful data. It's more like related data. So like, I don't know. Like that, for example, right? That's the empty state of I don't see the point of top voice, Jonathan. I mean, I don't see the point of LinkedIn overall. But also, I never see the point of the notification you receive from LinkedIn saying you have been selected as an expert in your domain. You are invited to respond to a post or talk about a specific topic, and it makes no sense. What about vibrant gradients for the background? I think the if you do vibrant, it is going to do a bit of a not a mistake, but it's gonna take over the content. So it is already more vibrant than most of the things that we have. I think if I were to go into my preferences and move to gray, but I don't have preferences here because we are not on the right thing. God damn it, Sony. Why? Why is that not working? It's basically the same thing as Instagram. If you think about Instagram, I know you just arrived, which I didn't greet you anyways, but still. Basically, if you look at Instagram, Instagram is black and white, except 3 links that are blue, but most of the things are black and white. And the content, the vibrancy is coming from the content that the user are posting. So your experience as a user is focusing on the vibrant things that are what the other users have posted. In here, if we go for something that is a bit more that is a bit more like muted, we still keep the tone or the color that is coming from the album, artist, whatever we are selecting. And like here, for example, the primary color extrapolated from that cover is that muted beige, reddish, brown. And so that put the entire UI in the feel of that album. If we go into something different, let me take a green maybe. It's going to take a gray for no fucking reason, but now the UI is in gray, so that that's based on that, which again I don't understand. Stoney, why? Like this one, I would expect either a blue or a tan. It is tan. We good. Is that blue? No, that's gonna be brown. What the fuck? That should be red. It's not. So, I know why, but still, it's weird. So that, right? That is the reason for the muted thing, to get something. But yeah. It's basically that, yes, Jonathan. It is a blurred version, but also it is a peak thing. Like, for example, here, you can see that violet is technically that one. Almost. So, yeah. I see. You didn't see shit because we are currently in focus point, and the focus point cannot work. If for some reason I can't disable it. Good. I'm using the Sony Alpha 6400. I think that. Yeah. You can click on that link and you should see that. Exactly. I am not on that lens though. Not anymore. I have changed. I am on this one. But I still use that for travel. So current lens is this. Current camera is this. The rest is the same. I need to change that because that doesn't exist anymore. Yeah. What is there? It is there. So you're saying that view is still loading. Oh, that's weird. Interesting to see. Oh, interesting. Yeah, you said that. I didn't know that CoverKit was acquiring things. But yeah. It's really weird, Stony. That's the output. Okay. That's where I land. I would, again, right, if I click on this album, I would expect it to be red. Like, it makes sense. The dominant color is red, and now you have a salmon thing. So that works okay. But the other ones, I would expect this one to be green. I would expect this one to be kinda either orange or blue. Probably orange because it has a bit more saturation right there. But that's complicated. And then it really looks like you're picking up on the head zone. This one really looks like that you're picking on the center one, which is debatable. So I don't know. Have a good night. I mean, isn't that what they're doing? Like they have that, and they basically just do that. Isn't that the thing? Like, that makes no sense. Like, can we, I mean, I know we agree, but can we agree that the dominant color here is probably a blue and not that little ass dot of green? Because the green is coming from that bitch ass thing right there. That's weird. Specifically, also, I know you agree, but like, if this one, which is blue base for me, is picking up the teeny tiny big ass, small ass green dot right there, but then on this one, it isn't. I will get it. Yeah.
Abdullah's underscore is now following.
Yes. Yes. Abdullah, thanks a lot for the follow. Appreciate it. Welcome on it. Also, I have a question for you. How are you? Who are you? How did you find the stream? But yeah, that video is pretty good. So I don't know. I don't know. It feels like this would be the easiest way of making it work. I also feel like somehow maybe a plus slider thing could help in getting the value, I don't know, in a way, something that would go through properly. Nonetheless, right? Could, I don't know. To turn it into a solid color, you basically need, like, really, like right now we are at 112 and it still has not solid. I think 400 would probably make me like a solid color, and 300 kind of works, but it's still lighter here, so 400 kind of unify the entire thing. You could do that, and let me do, god damn it, not that, let me do that. God damn it, no, not that. I will kill people. Right? Not the best, but it works. So you typed Figma and I was first. That makes sense. I appreciate it. Let me get a third test. This one is really weird. That would be a really light one. Yeah. I mean, it could work. It could work. Shit. So you tell me. If it's easy, that's good. If it's not, that's good as well. And Abdallah, if you have any design question, feel free to ask. I'm here to help. Specifically if you are working with Figma. Probably can help you on anything Figma related, design related, whatever related. You need to generate the color on the back end, so it's never easy. Oh yeah, because you don't want to use the JavaScript library things that we found last week or 2 weeks ago, or talked about 2 weeks ago. Yeah. Are you a designer, Abdallah? Probably. I mean, you typed Figma, so I'm guessing probably either designer or dev, one or the other. One or the other. Eh, it could work. It will be more uniform-ish. Good. Good. Well, then I can definitely help. If needed. Yeah, I don't know. This one will be weird, that's for sure. Yeah, it's not what I would have expected. This is an ongoing design. Yes, we don't really have screenshots of previous states of things. But this is already, I mean, these ones were already the beginning of the redesign, and then we moved on to something a bit better. But yeah, it's an ongoing design. Also, where are you located? Because you said you finished work, which by now, finishing work is probably Like, depends what time you finish work, and of course, but could be like Western Europe. Unless, you know, you can't be US unless you finish work midday. I don't know. I'm trying to count in my head. Egypt. I see. So you're 1 hour ahead of me. Currently in France. Sadly for me. That is a fair point. I just noticed something. I just noticed that I used a new player that we haven't talked about at all here, and then on these ones I'm still on the old player. I'm just gonna do that. Jonathan, it. I said that before. Don't ask if you can ask. Ask, and if the person doesn't respond, then yeah. On which version? Oh, on this one. Yeah, I see. I wish it reloaded though, because Genie, that's a fair point. It is, even though you are kind of trolling, it is a fair point that I know that you are still in chat. But then again, yeah, that kind of works. It's kind of weird because you have like a glow effect. The center is really rounded and then the border are not rounded, but it kind of works. It's interesting. You have default work schedule in Egypt. I have worked with some people from Saudi Arabia and Egypt, and they always prefer to do meetings during night or weekends. I could potentially understand when it's Ramadan and night is more lively than days. But yeah, I don't know. Oh, that's fun. Sorry, that's to me better. Look at that. Look at how cute that is. Isn't that much better? Genie, I would say you can combine, right? You can, I could say, hey Genie, can I ask if question it contain both? That's pretty cool. That is a pretty cool work schedule. Do you like that? I don't know how you would pick up the main color, but that's, yeah. Alan, hi. You caught me here when I'm about to look for a raid. How is you? Yes, I am tired. I have a headache. I need the sleep. I haven't slept properly for the past 4 days. For reasons. Reasons? Yeah. We could do that. We could do that, Stoney, I agree. It is currently 10:15. I is tired. I is an old man. Yeah. I wish I could do that. Currently can't. But yeah. We have ads playing in a second. No, we're good. We're good. Cool. Hi. I see. I see. Well, I just sent you there. I pressed the button, I think. Yes, I did. Cool. As always, the VOD is going to be on YouTube. If you want to ask questions when I'm not live, you can join the Discord. That's highly appreciated. And then if you want to stalk me online, you can on all these links. I should be back on Wednesday, on Friday, if all goes well, and I'm not dead. And yeah, have fun. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your day. I said a lot of things, as always. And copy the raid message if you have one. I think that good job on that one. Yeah, I'm surprised, Jordan. Congrats. Anyways. As always, eat something, drink something, be kind to each other, and I will see you soon. Bye.